What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back. Sooner Surge live show on this Friday night, June 20th. And you know what? We knew this weekend, a lot of people have been talking about this is going to be a busy weekend for Oklahoma recruiting. And it started off with a bang today as they get the guy, sounds like they wanted him, Bowe Bentley, committed to Oklahoma. You talk about perfect timing with Champion Barbecue this weekend and everything. It's huge for Oklahoma. He's on campus tonight, apparently, so he's there, ready for the big weekend. Who else can they get this weekend? That's the next thing. You've seen a lot of things trending towards Oklahoma. You got the Overton guy, defensive lineman. You got Jake Cruel in town for a visit. I mean, this could be a massive weekend for Oklahoma. Jerm, glad you're on here, man. You haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, man.
It's been a good week. Missed being with you guys, but man, huge news for OUJ. I mean, it was obvious, when JadenO'Neal decommitted that this was going to happen. And really, I know we've talked about it for a couple weeks on here, Jay, that we felt really good about Bowe Bentley being a Sooner. Had a pretty good Elite 11 camp these last few days. And Jay, you mentioned Cruel. I mean, this has a chance to be an absolute huge weekend in the recruiting ranks for Oklahoma. And Bowe Bentley's going to be there, correct?
Yeah, he's there. He's there right now. So
he'll
he's
be
there
a recruiter for OU.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge. And, I've seen a lot of stuff. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going around about O'Neal when he decommitted. And now you have Bentley committed. And I've seen a lot of stuff, like people that are just pretty upset with O'Neal stuff, that he's not at Oklahoma. You know what? Bentley's your guy. He's committed, and let's go. Let's go. Let's ride. I mean, that's where I'm at. If that's the guy Arbuckle wanted, I'm all for it. And you know what? Here's a crazy thing. Let me throw this scenario out there for you. Because I know there is people that say, well, O'Neal was committed to Oklahoma. And I understand that. I do. Like, he was committed to Oklahoma. He was loyal. But there'd be a lot of fans if this scenario happened. Let me throw this scenario. O'Neal's committed to Oklahoma. You have a chance to get Bentley, and maybe the OU coaches say, well, we're not going to go after Bentley because we already have a guy committed. I mean, there'd be people bashing that too because they don't want to go get. So either way, there's going to be people upset either way. That, some people want O'Neal. They think he's better. Here's the truth of the matter. They're both top 10, 15 quarterbacks. Whichever one the OC wants, I'm all for it,
man. They're both really, really talented, Jay, but
that's right.
Bentley, I believe, is higher right
yes.
now. To me, what this shows you, Jay, what this shows me, and I see Fan Stops. Go back to Fan Stops comment, Jay. I'm on my phone, so it's hard. Yeah, you got to trust Arbuckle's judgment. This is what I'm getting ready to touch. I agree, Kev. Listen, for me, Jay, one of the biggest, I guess you could say, talking points for OU fans and kind of hindrances has been the loyalty card. Listen very carefully, everyone. JadenO'Neal transferred to Mustang High School in the backyard of Norman, Oklahoma. And OU still went after to recruit Bowe Bentley. To me, that says they weren't going to just go with one guy. And they weren't going to say, well, he came to Mustang, so therefore we can't go after anyone else. Look, I don't think he's going to play at Mustang this year, Jay. I would be shocked if he plays at Mustang.
Yeah, and you think he goes somewhere else now?
You've got to do what?
You think he goes somewhere else now?
Why would you stay at Mustang, Jay?
Well, I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know. Hey, and I see Daniel's comment, and I agree with this. Like, I think he did handle it like a man. But you know what? I think there's players that decommit, and now you got this happening where a coaching staff basically said, we want this guy over a guy that's already committed, I guess. It's the new era of college football, man. Listen, it's a different scenario because O'Neal was committed before Arbuckle came on. It's a totally different scenario. Arbuckle came on and he wanted Bentley. I mean, but I understand what Daniel's saying. I mean, I understand. What were you going to say, Jeremy? I think you were going to say something. I don't know about this, Kyle. I don't think that's it. I don't think they were ever going to get both quarterbacks. I don't think that would ever have been a thing. There were people in here saying they wouldn't get any of them. I didn't think that was a thing. There were people in here thinking they could get both. Never thought that would be a thing. I thought you're only going to get one, and they got Bentley. And let's move on. Fanstop says he thinks both O'Neal and OU handled the class. Yeah. Traber's been, I think, playing the World Series of Poker, Sooner fan. I think is where he's been this week. He only thanked coaches that are no longer on the staff in his post. Now, I didn't see that, Donald. It's interesting, but you know what? It would also make sense, though, because those are the people that recruited him. I mean, you think about it. Seth Luttrell recruited him. He's no longer on staff. And that's right, Joe. Let's celebrate. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. Celebrate. Let's ride. I love the get of Bowe Bentley. I think it's best, as Coconut Greg says, best for both parties. It wouldn't be if that's. I mean, we've talked about this scenario before. If you're a guy and you go to a new school as a coach, and you're like, well, they already have. Well, we have this quarterback, but he wanted somebody better, or he wanted somebody he thought might fit his system more. Go after him, get him. Let's move on. He got him. And here's the thing. Jerm. Haven't talked about it yet. LSU was where he was, other than OU, was the team that wanted him. Listen to this. Back-to-back years, LSU did not get their quarterback. That's not good for LSU. Last year, Underwood. Underwood goes to Michigan. Last Flips goes to Michigan. This year, the guy they really want is Bowe Bentley. Where's he go? Oklahoma. Back-to-back years, they lose their QB1 that they want.
Let me ask you guys this.
Everyone in the chat. Good thing for LSU. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this, Jane. Everyone in the chat. Did Sperry, the way Sperry left? I mean, he goes to Carl Albert. He was going to be a Sooner. He leaves. Do you think there's anything where OU thought, I'm not sure O'Neal's all in? I mean, I saw the comment about feeling bad for O'Neal because he wanted to be a Sooner. Could there have been where maybe he wanted to take all his visits and they were stuff that they didn't really trust that he was all in because they've been burned by Sperry in the past?
Jeremy, I think it's a totally different situation by this. Jeremy,
I know it's a different situation, Jay. I know. Okay. I just asked the question.
Okay, my answer to that would be, I think Arbuckle all along, when he came over, he was going to go after to see if he could get Bentley. I think Arbuckle had wanted Bentley ever since he got to Oklahoma. And O'Neal was there. If he didn't feel like he had a chance at Bentley maybe down the stretch, they were hoping that O'Neal would still be there. They were trying to just keep O'Neal maybe happy. But then I think they knew they pretty much were going to land Bentley, and I think that's when O'Neal said, you know what? I think it's time for me to decommit. I don't know all the scenario, but that's my opinion. I think Arbuckle was a Bentley guy from the beginning.
So what's the different situation as far as that Sperry wasn't all in and O'Neal was? I'm talking about how committed were they? Because everyone said Sperry was all in, Jay.
I think O'Neal was committed, Jerm.
Jay, Sperry was recruiting guys to Oklahoma, was he not?
Yeah, but what happened? What are you asking?
I'm just comparing the fact that Sperry was all in, was one of the biggest recruiters for the University of Oklahoma, and he bolted. I just think that, and he went to Carl Albert. He moved closer to the university. There were some similarities there, Jay.
I think it's a different situation, but
I know it's a different situation. I'm saying when you've been burned once, you get a little hesitant.
But I don't think OU is hesitant with O'Neal, or what are you saying? What do you mean?
They were hesitant at just having one quarterback. They were going to go get Bowe Bentley, regardless if they lost O'Neal or not, and that's what happened.
Well, I think they went to get Bentley, and they knew that O'Neal would probably leave.
They liked better. I think they like Bentley better. They'd love to have both.
Well, they obviously like Bentley better, Jeremy. I think Arbuckle does. And you know what? I'll give it up. I mean, this could go either way. You talk about loyalty and stuff, and the kid was committed to Oklahoma, and they ended up getting the guy that wasn't on there. But like we talked about before, that was a Seth Luttrell thing. And maybe Arbuckle, if Arbuckle was there, he was probably going to pick Bentley all along. So I think some people see what you're saying. I'm just probably I think I just kind of confused on way you're saying it. But Sperry, though, I think Sperry might have also seen Hawkins and thought, yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably better for all parties that Sperry didn't go to Oklahoma either. So What's up, Hookem? Hope you're doing all right. Big weekend for Oklahoma, for a lot of schools, really, but for Oklahoma recruiting weekend. I saw a couple of questions I wanted to get to. Let me see if I can find them on here. What's up, Jay Johnson in New York? Have fun, man. Have a blast. Jay with the ball and crystal balls. I think the recruiting class is going to be just fine. I think if we get Robinson, great. Hey, I think Dickerson's I'm feeling pretty confident with that one. Overton, it sounds like Overton getting some crystal balls rolling in already, which we've talked about it before. You got to land him. I mean, he's a Wassa guy. Need to land him.
Hey, Jay, biggest recruit that they need to land. It's obviously it's Curl, right?
I think so.
Chances, in your opinion, Jay, that they land him. Give me a percentage that you think Curl's going to commit to the University of Oklahoma.
I'd go 75 right now.
I was kind of around the same. Hey,
maybe 7. Maybe 7.
I don't know if you've read this comment yet, Jay. I respect Arbuckle. Fanstop says decision. It would have been easy to come in and not rock the boat. And
I agree.
That's exactly what I was talking about, Jay. The loyalty stuff to say, well, this is our guy. And I love the fact that Arbuckle seems to be very confident, has a little bit of swag, some arrogance a little bit. Love it.
Oh, I like it too. It is kind of funny, though. You got both sides of the spectrum with the fan base, because you got people that will say, well, I don't like the fact that BV didn't stick with his commitment thing and O'Neal was committed. He should have been the quarterback. There's a lot of the same people that would say, why isn't BV going after a guy that's better if they think he's better? Why is he just sticking with the committed guys? You can't please everybody, and you never will. But the main thing is the guy they wanted, they got. That should be the number one thing. The guy they wanted as QB1 of the 26th class, they landed. So
and they took him from a team, the other team that won, LSU, another SEC foe. So even better.
That's right. And man, there's a lot to talk about with this weekend. It's a big weekend. I mean, huge weekend. And it started off on a great foot.
Yeah, it's huge weekend coming up. You got that. You got the Thunder. I'm back in town tomorrow, so it's been a long time since I've been away about a week. But it's good to be on here a little bit tonight. I won't be on here for the full thing, but just huge news for OU football. People have been waiting. It's like nothing's happened for the University of Oklahoma football, and now you get a big pop coming. Decision that pops yesterday, and now Jay number. I think 4. I think 4 guys after the weekend will be committed, counting Bowe Bentley. That's 3 more.
Yeah, and there it is right there. Already liking Bentley's post. He's going to drive the momentum of this train this weekend. I think that's what you got to hope for. I think that's what they're hoping for.
I think that this is all in the works of, hey, commit before you come on camp, before this whole weekend. Let's get you committed, and then let everyone else kind of follow suit.
Yeah, and let's hope it happens this weekend. I think, I think defensive line is always a priority. And when you get Overton as a possibility, and maybe if you could land him and Cruel, wow, that'd be unbelievable if you could do that. Now, I saw they have, I can't remember the exact number. Maybe Hunter knows. How many commits is that now? Is that they lost O'Neal, gained Bentley. I think they're sitting at maybe 11 or 12. But I think out of that number, they don't have a 5-star yet, but I think like the percentage of 4-stars in that group is high. I want to say 70% of those 11 are 4-stars, and then the rest are 3-stars. But it'd be great to land some 5-stars, man. Gosh, I tell you, you could really make a big jump in the recruiting rankings by landing somebody like Jake Cruel and Todd Overton. I mean, that'd be unbelievable. I saw the question, 10 commits right now. There it is, 10 commits. Boom. Thank y'all. A couple of y'all said that. Thanks, Junior Thrawn and Hunter.
Where does OU's recruiting class rank, Jay?
I think with Bentley, it went up to 19. They had fallen in the 20s. I think it's up to 19. Not where they want to be, obviously. They want to be a lot higher than that. But I think that's where they at. Maybe Hunter can correct me because I could be wrong, but I want to say 19. John says, Jay, do we have a new surge protector for the barbecue? I'd say Overton. If I had to put one right now as a surge protected, Jeremy, I mean, I don't know your thoughts. I'd say Overton.
Yeah, I'm not ready to surge protect maybe anyone outside of that. I mean, he's won, golly, 90%, I would say, Overton. Cruel, maybe around 70%. But, man, if you land both of those guys, you'd go from 19 to what, top 10?
I don't know how much you jump on that. I don't know if you get to the top 10. I think that might be difficult. But also, Dickerson's a guy to watch. I think Dickerson's definitely a guy to watch. The Conroy decommit, that hurt earlier this week. We talked about that earlier this week to North Carolina. Jeremy, I don't think you're on here on that one, but Benjamin last night called it. He called this. He said Bentley going to commit, and he was definitely correct. Way to go. I think it was Benjamin that said that. And he's saying, my source says we will win the title. Let's go. I hope your source is right, Benjamin. It was right today. So
all I know is I'm so sick of TJ McConnell. It's sickening.
Well, how does he out-rebound Isaiah Hartenstein? It's ridiculous.
Jay, did you see the numbers that he's put up in the finals?
Yeah, they can't.
It's the best of any bench player in the history of the game.
They can't guard him right now.
It's going to be interesting tomorrow night if they try to play some of the starters longer. OKC.
You know how I think I would play a guy like McConnell? You know how they used to play Andre Robinson? They just back way off him and let it shoot. I think you could do that with McConnell, but I mean, just sag off and don't even really look at him. I think that would annoy him. I think that'd annoy him a little bit. He kind of gets under people's skin. I think you got to
especially if he missed a couple of early shots doing that. Then you keep doing it.
Big Orange. I'm going with the surprise here. I'm going to go Coastal.
Jay, I haven't gotten to talk to you since then, but wow, the closer for Arkansas, man.
The closer wasn't his fault.
Routine play in the outfield.
You said the closer.
I'm curious. I'm being facetious, Jay. Was that a routine play in the outfield?
Why'd you say the pitcher, though?
I'm doing something for you, Jay. I'm trying to get under your skin, Jay. Was that a routine play?
It wasn't a routine play. It had a lot of top spin on the ball, but that play was bad.
Jay?
I don't think that was a play that cost him the game, Jeremy.
I don't either, but Jay, it hurt him. Jay, was that the pitcher's fault or the outfielder's fault?
What are we doing here? I don't understand what you're asking.
Just asking you, Jay.
It's
JJ Barea, great comparison.
Is Thunder the worst 3-point team in NBA Finals? I think so. Likely, yeah. Arkansas. I think he should have caught the ball. I'm not saying that at all. He should have caught the ball, but I think the double play that they didn't try to get was the worst play. But I agree, it was an easy catch. He should have caught it. I definitely wouldn't blame the pitcher on that if that's what you're asking.
Well, you did for OU softball when Pickering missed that one. That's why I was curious.
Huh?
Pickering's play was actually easier in that one, but whatever. Yeah,
I don't even remember that game you're talking about.
We argued about it for 2 nights on the live, Jay.
Yeah, it was brutal, David. Brutal. They're cursed, man. I feel like they're cursed a little bit. But hey, speaking of softball, I think Patty Gasso threw the pitch out tonight, also announcing the game in the booth. She's doing it all. What else, Jeremy, before you get off here tonight? Kind of what any thoughts that you have?
I mean, just in my opinion, you got to land a total of 4 guys after this weekend. Bowe Bentley's 1. You got 3 more you got to get. You got to get 3 more. If Cruel's one of those 3. Now, if you only get 2 more and Cruel's 1, I think you're okay too. But this is a massive weekend, Jay. And I think Bowe Bentley is going to kind of take over with some things. I think we're going to be really surprised with how great this weekend goes, Jay.
Yeah. You know what? It's starting off on the right foot. You got the quarterback you wanted. I think he finished 3rd in the Elite 11, which we were talking about this in Discord tonight. The Jackson Arnold Elite 11s kind of ruined me about the Elite 11. I'm not going to get too hyped on the Elite 11 stuff. I saw where the Texas quarterback commit got the MVP.
Rattler was really good too in those things.
I don't think those tell you a whole lot other than
I agree.
throwing the ball against air. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can tell how good of an arm strength they have and stuff. I don't know, reading defense and a lot of other stuff. I don't think it tells you a whole lot. So I'm not going to get too hyped on that, but I do like what I see from Bowe Bentley just on his regular tape. I really like it. So I'm excited. I'm excited big time for him to be a Sooner, man.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, kudos to everything.
Hey,
I know you've done a lot. You've done a lot.
Quick,
yeah.
I got to ask you a question, Jerm, before you get off here. Because I did a trivia question, and I'm going to do a trivia in a minute. I did a trivia question, and I gave the point as an answer, but then Chester told me that he thinks the answer should have been this. He commented after the show. So I'm going to ask you, I know you're a movie buff. I know you love this movie. Remember the Titans, the quarterback. What was the nickname he was first called?
You talking about Rev?
Okay, I said Sunshine.
Sunshine was the backup quarterback.
Okay, I think that's where the confusing was. I thought he was the quarterback. Sunshine was the quarterback, was he not?
No, Rev was the quarterback. Rev got hurt. Sunshine came in, and Denzel Washington gave a huge speech about how his parents died, and he raised 11 brothers and sisters.
Yeah, but Sunshine was the quarterback that looked like Mateer, in my opinion.
Well, duh.
Yeah, that was the question. So, okay, I got you.
Gee.
I think they were getting confused with the Rev stuff. So,
hey, kudos, Jay. You've run it all week alone. Massive props. Also, you've dealt with stuff for a dad with hospice and stuff.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. I know you're going to be gone next week, but I'll be back tomorrow. I can't wait to be back tomorrow, guys, and just chat it up with everyone.
Safe travels back, man. Safe travels back.
All right.
See you, man. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it. See you later. Let me get this switched over. There we go. Jerm joining us a little bit tonight from a hotel room or somewhere on the mission trip he's on. So he'll be back. He'll be back tomorrow, driving back. So we'll have him back, have us both back on for a few days before I take a few time off. But man, let's keep it going. Let's get the thanks, Austin. Yeah, let me give an update. Just give an update. There's been a lot going on with it. So we did go ahead and bring hospice in with just, basically, to help him, his comfortability and everything. So they're there. They're helping out a lot. They're going to help out a lot. It's what they do. And it's about making him have the best quality of life as possible that he can have right now. And so talked to my dad a lot today on the phone. I mean, a lot. So it was good. He was very talkative, talking about old stories and stuff. So good stuff. Glad to be able to do that. But as far as talking to him, man, it was good to hear him. I kind of he was calm and really just it was good shooting the breeze. I'll say that. It was good time. Yeah, thanks guys for the prayers. We do appreciate it. Really do. It means a lot coming from you guys. But hey, let's open up the phone lines, talk to you some in person instead of just on chat. Hunter, if you can drop it in here for me. Yeah, drop it in there. There it is. Boom. What's up, Trojan Fight? How are you tonight? Hope you're doing good. Good to see you on here. Trojans, big recruiting class they got right now. Recruiting's the name of the game. It's how you win. Not just high school recruiting, but portal recruiting, all of it. And this is where, as Porter Moser that said you win in March and April. Well, in football, high school recruiting, I think a lot of times you win June. I think June's the month. I think that's the month to really get things ramped up. And it seems like OU's kind of got some momentum going on their side. So hopefully they can carry it through the weekend. I think it's a huge weekend for Oklahoma. Got the Champ U barbecue, a lot of visitors in town. So it's going to be a good time. Got a caller on the line. Looks like Greg. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing all right, man.
And kudos for holding the fort down solo. I know that's challenging between running the chat, running the phone, and everything in between. You've been doing a good job.
I appreciate it, man.
So about the O'Neal Bentley thing. So my thought on it is if you take it at face value, it really stinks to kind of steer away from a guy who was fully locked in, at least from what we're thinking, to Oklahoma. The guy was committed to us. Yeah, and it kind of stinks to go towards someone else. But I really think this is probably best for both parties because in society, in the real world, I think a lot of us have experience where maybe, we went into a job, we were hired by a certain manager or individual. That person leaves, someone else new comes in, and it's just not the same anymore. Mm-hmm. Working for the person who did not hire you is much different than vice versa.
And that's a great point. Great point.
So I just think, O'Neal, he was, told things are going to be a certain way. It's going to be like this. And even if he had stayed, it would have been completely different under a new person. And I don't think he would have been as happy here playing under the new regime of coaches as opposed to the old one. So maybe he can find a school, to take him with who they currently have. And it'll be better all around.
Oh yeah, and he's visited some big. He's at Florida State. He's visited some big time schools, so he'll land in a good spot for him. And you bring up a good point. And you know what I was wondering too when I was thinking about this is, just say he would have stayed committed to Oklahoma. Say Bentley would have chose LSU. Don't you still think deep down JadenO'Neal's thinking, well, Arbuckle still didn't want me. He wanted Bentley. I mean, I'm there now, but I was his second choice. I mean, you're still going to have that in your mind.
Yeah, you're going to have the, I'm the second choice here. I'm the leftover. Yeah. You don't want that. You want the confidence knowing that they have the confidence in you to be the dude. And maybe he could have been. Maybe he would be everything we thought he could be and maybe will be, but you just don't know. You need that confidence going in. So, yeah.
I'm happy with Bentley. I like Bentley a lot. I'm excited, man.
Me too. It's finally nice that for once we're getting the high valued recruit over someone stealing it from us. So
it's nice, especially LSU, man, to get the quarterback over them. I mean, that's 2 years in a row they've kind of fumbled it. So,
well, absolutely. The only thing that would have been worse over him going to LSU as opposed to us is if it would have been Missouri again or something like that.
Missouri or USC, might have been icing on the cake.
Yeah. Final question here. So I do think the Thunder can win on Sunday night. I think it's going to be a close game because the Pacers are going to bring everything they got. But what do we got to do to not let another silly upset or blowout happen again?
I think two things. One, I think the Thunder have to force more. When they force turnovers, they usually win. I think they got to be better at forcing turnovers early. They've done it in the games they've won. But the other thing is they have to shoot the ball well. They have to shoot the ball well from three. I think they're going to have to, like they did in Game 5 at home.
Yeah,
it may be the role players that shoot it well, Wallace or Wiggins, but they got to also Chet's got to do something offensively. He's got to do something offensively, don't you think? I mean,
I have been pretty unimpressed by him the last few games.
Yeah.
For a guy that's 7 foot, I think you need to be more of an enforcer down in the paint. Now, granted, the guy's skin and bones, but I mean, you got to use at least what length you have. And I just feel like he doesn't. And man, I don't like seeing him try to jack up threes. Like he needs to battle. His points should come in the paint. Like we need you to be down low. Like anywhere else is not good for you, Chet. I don't know, but that's
especially when he's dribbling from the 3-point line. It's not the prettiest.
Yeah.
So, hey, thanks, Greg. I appreciate you calling in, man.
Good night.
Have a good night, man. The other thing, probably, I think when you think about it, that the Thunder have a lot on their side, though. That's the thing. You win 68 games in the regular season, they get this game at home. And I think if you would have asked most Thunder fans, hey, before the playoffs started, you have one game. It's Game 7 of the finals, NBA Finals at home. I think most Thunder fans would have said, I'll take it. I mean, before the playoffs began, say you made it all the way. You got Game 7 at home against the Pacers for a world championship. Every Thunder fan says, I'll take it. So they're still in a good spot. It's at home. If you look at the numbers and you look at the stats, I don't like doing analytics. I don't like always doing the stats. But I saw a stat today on Twitter, and it's basically their point differential and their net, whatever it is, at home is just unbelievable in the playoffs. They're just completely dominating. They did have the Game 1 slip up against Indiana and Denver. So That's it. But they've played really well. They've blown teams out. But I agree. I think Eric and other people said in the Discord today, this team in the fourth quarter, if it's a close game, I'm not feeling very comfortable if I'm the Thunder. I think this game needs to be 10-point lead in the fourth quarter before I'm going to sit here and feel comfortable as a Thunder fan. Just with Indiana. Indiana is a good team. They're playing well. Need to get the lead. Need to get the lead and get it early. Chet needs to let the game come in. Yeah, I would agree with that, Fan Stop. And by the way, before we get to correction, Fan Stop, elite gear, elite merchandise. Check them out, thefanstop.com. Code SURGE, you get 10% off your first 3 months. Great officially licensed merchandise. They got some great designs coming up for football season, July, August, and September. Get signed up. You won't be disappointed. Also got other stuff if you like hats. They got the upside down Longhorn hats. They got jackets, shirts, all of it. Check them out, thefanstop.com. Let's get to corrections. Corrections 101. You're on the line, man. What's up?
Oh, man.
How are you tonight?
Well, just for your dad, man.
Hey, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. You were kind of cutting out for a minute.
Okay, sorry about that. I pulled over and parked here. First of all, I just want to say I feel bad for JadenO'Neal. I mean, him and his family sacrificed a lot to move all the way half across the country to Oklahoma, and he wanted to be a Sooner so bad. And so I hope nobody from Sooner Nation is going out and, throwing shade at the guy. I mean, I wish him nothing but the best, for wherever he lands. Sounds like it's probably going to be Florida State.
Yes. Yeah, I'm with you. I wish him the best. And it is kind of it's a tough situation, but I wish him the best too, man.
Right. Well, and unfortunately, the players wanted to turn this into a business, and unfortunately, business goes both ways. And this is the crappy part of players wanting to say, "I'm going to turn into business, turn it all about money." I mean, unfortunately, it goes both ways, and sometimes it leaves good guys on looking on the outside looking in. So, but I'm really excited about Bowe Bentley. I'm just really proud. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, this had nothing to do with BV. But I tell you what, as a team, with BV, Arbuckle, Nagy, the whole team, for BV and Nagy to give the kind of trust in Arbuckle to get the guy that he wanted to do, to go away from, the other quarterback that we had, to go with Bowe Bentley. It's so much trust there. And then, Nagy, of course, he's going to have his say in it. He's going to do his own evaluation. And, if Nagy gave the thumbs up on him, I really feel good about how Bowe Bentley is going to do at Oklahoma. And it sounded like it was just a huge team effort. Huge props to BV, to Nagy, to Arbuckle. And I was listening to OU Insider earlier. Sounded like Mateer had a huge part in it too, getting him to come to OU. So just a great collaborative team effort. And I just love the way after this last season ended so poorly, just the kind of it just feels like there's a little bit of a swagger back in the program. Love the direction everything's going. And, all we got to do now is just turn it into wins this next season. We're only 10 weeks away, I think.
Right. Close, man.
It is. It'll be here before you know it. And so I'm just real happy with the progress that they're all doing. It seems like they worked really together, collaborative as a team at OU, the top brass, and, just go out and win some football games now.
That's right. That's what you have to do. Winning changes everything. It changes the outside, the national perspective on OU. And right now you look at it, corrections, John Mateer, Michael Hawkins, Bowe Bentley, that's from on paper from the outside looks like pretty good quarterbacks over the next few years. So now they just got to go out there and show it, because we all know Jackson Arnold looked great on paper too. I don't think it was all Arnold. I think part of that was Seth the Trail. I think Arbuckle knows what he's doing. I think it's going to look good for offensively the next few years, man.
Yeah, and like other callers have said too, man, it's nice to be able to go against the LSUs of the world. That is, I mean, it sounds like it should be easy to do with LSU. That's not easy to go against LSU when LSU really wanted them and they were going to throw all the bags in the world to get them. Right. And so for us to be able to go there, little Red Dirt Nation in Norman, Oklahoma, being able to beat out LSU for Bowe Bentley, I think I think a lot of these players are looking forward to saying, man, Oklahoma something going on here. and it's going to be something special over the next 2, 3, 4 years. So just hope for the best, man.
Well said, Corrections. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate you.
Yep. Talk to you later.
Hey, man, have a good, safe drive home tonight. Let me get to, before I get to Austin, I got to read this comment. Seen conflicting reports, some saying OU staff had nothing to do with. This is about the JadenO'Neal moving to Oklahoma to play high school football. You know what? I can't say I know everything that's going on. I've always wondered, did he move to Oklahoma to maybe make it where Oklahoma wanted to, with the Bentley situation, maybe they make it be harder for him to not go after O'Neal. I don't know. I don't know the whole scenario. I can't say that I do exactly, but I've heard different things too, Trojan Fight. Let's get to Austin. Austin, you're on the line. What's up?
Hey, Jay, what's going on?
Not much, man. How you doing? Got a couple of days off before that big Thunder game, man.
Yep. I was looking at Game 7 histories, and the home team is 15-4 in Game 7s in the finals.
That's right.
And so 15-4.
And do you know when the last Game 7 was? You know what year?
Oh, was it the
I believe it was 2016, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Cavs Warriors. I didn't know if that was
2016 was the last one. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it was 2016.
That makes sense, because that was because Kevin Durant went to the Warriors after that.
Yeah, so 2016. So yeah, that's correct. So hey, it doesn't. You know what? It's a crazy stat, really. You would think there would be more Game 7s. There's not that many of them.
Right. And I was looking at OKC Thunder history Game 7s, and we are 3-2, and we are undefeated at home. Apparently,
does that include Seattle?
No,
okay,
just
good.
Thunder.
Okay, good. Yeah.
3-2.
Well, they got a big home court advantage. That's the thing.
Yep. I think we've won 46 games at home this season. So why can we not win one more?
One more with everything on the line. Go do it. That's what I say. You heard Shea talk about it. He's like, we just got to go do what we do best. And we know the stat. What is it now? 19 or 20-2 coming off a loss.
Yep. And I think the key is, if we can get one of our bench guys, whether it be Wallace or Wiggins or Caruso, if they can knock down a couple shots for us, I think that will be big, because we tend to shoot better at home. So if we can shoot a lot better and get up to an early lead.
Early lead. That's it. That's the thing to me, the early lead.
Yep, because I don't think that we're going to win in like a landslide, but if we can win by like 10 points or 8 points, I think that's the kind of game that we have to play, because I don't think, if it's tight in the fourth quarter, the Pacers have kind of proven so far in the series that in the fourth quarter they kind of might have an edge. So if the Thunder are up by like 8-10 and keep it there, I think that'd be the perfect game for the Thunder.
Yeah, and you know what? We're throwing a lot of stats out there right now, but I got another one. Is Scott Foster? I think he is going to be referee, and so that's probably a good thing for the Thunder, right? Thunder's usually pretty good with him. But the last stat I'll say, and this one blew my mind. And hey, Austin, appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you. Have a good night, Austin. We'll talk to you probably all night. But hey, here's a crazy stat. I would have never guessed this. Rick Carlisle, the oldest coach to ever coach in the NBA Finals, would be the oldest coach to win the finals if he won. That kind of blew my mind. I thought there'd be some that were older than that, but I don't even know how old he is. But hey, let me get to trivia. Like I said earlier, check out the FanStop, thefanstop.com. Code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months. Check them out. I'm telling you, they got awesome merchandise. Here we go with trivia. This one's I'm changing it up. This isn't a football trivia, but this is the 50th anniversary of Jaws being released. Jaws, the shark movie that everybody talks about. Everybody knows the theme music. It was released 50 years ago. Okay. On the day, June 20th, 1975. Well, that movie won 3 Academy Awards. It was nominated for 4. It did not win Best Picture. Trivia question. What beat it out for Best Picture? What won Best Picture that year? 1975. There's a trivia question. I'm dropping a little movie trivia for you tonight. Yeah, I'm going to need a bigger boat, Benjamin. That's right. I need a bigger boat. What movie beat it out, which was also a great movie? Not Star Wars, Purple. Not Star Wars. I could give you a hint a little bit if nobody gets it. Not Godfather. That's both great answers. Godfather 2 did not beat it out. No. I'll give you a hint. One of the words in this I'm not going to give you a hint yet. I'm going to see if y'all get it. I'm going to give you a chance to get it before I throw a hint out there. Not Pink Panther, not Flash Gordon, not Godfather 3. I mean, let's just throw all of them. We need a bigger boat. We're going to need a bigger boat. American Graffiti. Nope. Chinatown. Nope. I thought somebody would have Googled it by now. Not Taxi Driver. Maybe you guys just don't like to Google it. I'm going to give it to Daniel. He hasn't put it all in there, but he's got it. Daniel Brooks. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. There it is. Daniel Brooks got it. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He put it in there. Way to go, Daniel. Way to be. It beat it out for Best Picture. But Jaws stands alone. I mean, you talk about a movie that you can just play a few notes from a song and everybody knows it. It changed everything, man. That Jaws movie did. Well done, DB. Dalpo says, yeah, there it is. Back to some football. That's cheating, Austin said, looking it up in Google. That's cheating. Hey, back to some football, though. I saw a comment about, see if I can find it, about Bentley. There's one. The better be the wildest and loudest. It will be. No doubt about it. I think a lot of people are going up there just to hang out. And if they win on Sunday night, the atmosphere in Oklahoma City is going to be wild. It already will be, and if they lose, it's going to be freaking brutal. That's the opposite. I can't find the comment I was looking for. What's up, 918? I think I saw 918 in here. Name of the nurse in the movie? I have no clue. I can't say that I've seen. Are you talking about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? I can't say that I've seen it. I've just heard it's a really good movie. So, yeah, I think which movie are you talking about? Back to some football, though. Back to some football. We talked about it earlier. 918. I see 918. It's a big recruiting weekend, guys, and that's going to be the talk for OU football for the next 3 or 4 days. Is okay. How's it going on campus? How's the recruiting visits going? How's the Champ U barbecue going? What are the silent commits? Who's going to commit? How many are they going to get next week? That's going to be the talk. And I'll just say this. Having Bowe Bentley committed tonight makes a big difference. It just does. When a lot of people say the quarterback of the class is like the guy that gets it going. And, any surprise visitors? Well, sooner, I think the big surprise visitor is already there, and that's Bowe Bentley. They wanted to get him back on campus, and he's there. Look at Benjamin. Benjamin's already – he's already been on here earlier talking about it. He said – had that last night, he said, his source, Benjamin's source. But I don't know. Any surprise visitors? I'm sure there might be 1 or 2 possibly, but I don't know. I'm not sure, Sooner Cowboy. I hope so. Hope there's some good ones. The big one for me, Jake Cruel. That's the one I want to see how it goes, see how his visit is. Man, if Chavis and Bates and company, if you come out of this weekend and you could get Overton and Cruel, sign me up. Sign me up for that all day long. I think that'd be outstanding. Y'all got to read the story about Wacky and Four. I don't know what story you're talking about. Joe is adamant that they're getting 5 by the end of the week. Okay, let me ask you this. What's your over-under? Let me set the line at 3 commits after Champ U barbecue. Bowe Bentley doesn't count. It already happened. So 3 commits from tomorrow through the following Saturday. You have 1 week. Are you taking the over 3? Are you taking the draw? Are you taking over under? 3 commits from Saturday to Saturday. Tell me what you think. Saturday would be what? June 27th, I believe, or June 28th. So it's got to be by then. Now we got an over right there. Oh, here's a great question by Purple. Are we top 12 or not by the end? They're going to have to do some work to get to 12, in my opinion. We talked about this the other night. Well, they're going to have to do some work, I think, to get top 12. It can be done. I'm not saying it couldn't be, but they're going to have to get some things done. Dallas Dickerson commits 24th. I think it's OU. I do. I think they're going to land Dickerson up. And that's it, Sooners, Hunter. You got to get some 5-star, at least 1 or maybe 2. You got to land some to get all the way up there with all the top-tier teams getting 5 stars. Joe's telling us. He is adamant. He's telling us 5. The year Jeremy was born was 921. It doesn't even matter. Max says about, I think he's talking about this. Doesn't matter. It doesn't always matter. Recruiting rankings do matter, in my opinion. I just think they do. I think they're very important. They're not the tell-all about the class. They're not a tell-all about where you're going to finish. They're not a tell-all about if you're going to win a championship. But they sure do help at the higher you ranked you are, in my opinion. I mean, if you did a breakdown of each stat from each team based off stars, and I think a lot of people would say stars matter. Not always, not for every player, not for every situation, but they do matter. Yeah, 19th. We talked about this earlier. 19th right now. Gonna have to land some guys to get all the way to 12. Some big name guys. Obviously, Overton would help. Cruel would help. What do you think? What do you guys think of Jandro? If I'm pronouncing it right. What are your thoughts on him? I'd love to know some other people's thoughts on him. Jandro. Hearing a lot of people talk about him as far as possibility to OU. Just kind of what are your thoughts on him? Is he undervalued right now, underranked, do you think? Or do you think he's about accurate where he's at? Just kind of I was born between back-and-back natties for OU. Better than his brother, Benjamin says. Only 5 stars we're going to pay for is left tackle and D-line and quarterback. That's might be true with Nagy. I mean, that very well could be. Yeah, isn't that crazy? You got 2 total opposite. You got 38th and 19th. You talk about 2 totally different recruiting rankings and where they're ranking them right now. Austin lives in Montana. Join it, Austin. Bring it. We'll take all the bandwagon fans we can get. Come on now. Jump on that bandwagon. Jump on that Sooner schooner. So we don't call it a bandwagon. We call it a Sooner schooner. Jump on board that Sooner schooner train, Austin. It's been great having you on the lives, man, with the Thunder and stuff. I think that's kind of when you started joining, Austin, was the Thunder lives. And you're faithful, man. You're on there at night talking about OU football. So, yeah, jump on, baby. Let's do it. OU 19th right now, Texas 18th on 3. Get rid of NCAA. Let's just call it Professional Collegiate League. There you go. Yeah, Jaws with the word. All right, here is a good comment by Mess. He said, Thune said Nagy evaluates his own 5-star talent. He doesn't follow recruiting sites like some fans. Parker said OU fans need to get with the new NFL recruiting model at OU. Hey, he's got a great NFL staff that he's hired. A lot of guys that have NFL experience. So I'm ready to see what Nagy does with this recruiting class and with the portal and this evaluation. But you have to give him a few years. You can't jump on or off right away. I think you got to give him a few years to see how it works. But I'm excited about Nagy. I was excited when they brought him on. I'm still excited. So, but hey, it's been fun tonight. We're at 50 minutes. We'll shut her down for the evening. But hey, couple things. Listen up. It's a big weekend. We might have a few extra videos this weekend talking about some recruiting stuff. Possibly this week. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and your notifications are on. Jeremy will be back this weekend. It's been kind of calm, just me on here. I'm not as much of a probably Jeremy's. I'm passionate, but Jeremy is very passionate, and I think I think we both kind of bring out a little bit in each other that sometimes we go head to head at. But he'll be back this week, so I'm looking forward to that. You got the Thunder game Sunday night. Man, it's going to be a big weekend. It could be a fabulous weekend. It could be a weekend that we remember for a long time as Bowe Bentley commits to the Sooners. Big get for Arbuckle, big get for Oklahoma and Brent Venables. Huge. Bowe Bentley is committed to Oklahoma. He did it before the recruit with the big weekend. So let's see what happens. I'm happy to have Jeremy back on here. Of course, I love Jeremy. He's my bro. So he'll be back. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I appreciate it. Everybody, have a great Saturday. Hang out with your family. Do something fun. Enjoy the day. We'll see you back here tomorrow night, 9:30.